In today's video, I would like to talk about feel and when you're grooving, how you think and where you place your beat can have a really great effect on how people feel or interpret music, but also you can even influence how people might dance to music, which is a really powerful thing. And I'd like to try to give you both sides of the coin on just that subject. So what we're going to do first is I'm just going to take a pretty simple beat. I'm thinking September by Earth, Wind & Fire. And the groove for that is just this. Quarter notes on the bass drum, 1, 2, 3, 4. Snare drums playing 2 and 4. Eighth notes on the hi-hat. Okay, so if I'm at a gig and the energy's pretty high, we already have people on the dance floor, or if I want the energy to increase a little bit, what I'll probably try to do is I'll probably try to keep that energy going, people on the dance floor, by putting emphasis on the bass drum. Because if you think about it, a lot of times with dance music, what makes people move is that. That's what gets people up or keeps people moving. So if I'm playing that groove, and if I want to keep that energy high, or if I want to build a little bit more, I'm going to play that groove with more emphasis on the quarter note, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you really get that quarter note thing happening, so you can just visualize people out there doing their thing, right? Now, if I want to place more emphasis on beats 2 and 4, how would people move to that? So if you can visualize the people moving to quarter notes, they're out there doing their thing like this. They're back and forth more, right? But if you want people to be doing a thing where it's more like, a little bit more side to side, a little bit more emphasis on 2 and 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the volume of my bass drum just a little bit. I still have to play the quarter notes. I'm going to decrease the volume of the bass drum just a little bit. And then I'm going to put more emphasis in the snare drum on 2 and 4. Now, I'm going to put more emphasis there volume-wise, but you're also going to see in my body how that movement changes, because I'm basically playing and performing this song just as the people would dance to it. So here's the groove, same groove, but now more emphasis on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see, my body has more of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have to do a lot, but I'm trying to basically dance on the drum set is what I'm doing. So I'm going to play you the two feels back to back now, just so you can hear the difference between the two. So we're going to start with the groove, more emphasis on the bass drum, quarter notes, and then I'm going to switch it to more emphasis on 2 and 4, and then maybe just go back and forth one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. First one. Driving. Boom, boom. Second one. So two different feels, and you can really, and you can do that whether you're playing live, if you're doing a recording session and you want to give a song a different type of feel, you can take the same part. Notice the part didn't change at all, the same part, but just a matter of where I place the emphasis in the beat. Now here's something cool I'll also share with you. I talked about, from my perspective, if I'm playing live and if I'm trying to, dictate a little bit where people are going to be moving and everything, I can do that, but I can also tell you I've been on many gigs where what I'm all about as a drummer is I just want people to dance. I want people to dance and have a great time. So I've been playing already, and I maybe would look out in the crowd and I'll see a group of people, and maybe I start off playing that song with the emphasis on that bass drum, like I talked about, more punchy and driving. But if I've been looking out in the crowd before, and I've seen people who are actually feeling it in a different place. So they might be feeling it on 2 and 4, so they might be just doing this type of thing, right? So when I see that as a drummer and somebody who wants people to dance, I'll look at that and I'll say, you feel it there? That's cool. And I'll actually change my perspective on the whole thing to emphasize what those people are feeling and how they're dancing to it. And what that does is it brings the whole room together. It brings people together, and all of a sudden you've got people kind of feeling that energy in the same place, and it's a really beautiful thing. So the point in all this is just to say that as a drummer, we have a really great influence on how we can take the same part, but where we put the emphasis will make people feel it one way or the other. And if you're in a live environment, just being able to recognize what your audience is doing is also really key as well. So next time you're playing or you're on a gig or a recording session, think about that. I'm going to take the same groove, see how I might be able to manipulate it one way or the other. Thanks.